Anyways, gamers, comment your favorite of these frag grenades down below. I want to know which one do you think is the best. Oh my, wow. And they throw so far. So hello gamers, recently they have been adding a lot of new frag grenades to the test play, so I thought I would rank every single one of them and tell you which ones in my opinion are the best. Because there's a lot of really interesting ones and a lot of ones that are basically just other versions of the exact same frag grenade. And yeah, this is probably the biggest addition to Phantom Forces in a very long time. I can't really think of anything that's bigger than this, to be honest. Like new pistols and stuff, pretty cool. Conversions maybe is bigger than this, but like, first off we have the default frag grenade. Let me just melee. The default frag grenade did get kind of a nerf. It used to have like a 30 stud range. Let me just F5 so I can tell you the stats. This one has a blast radius of 30 studs but can only kill to 17. It'll do damage up to 30 studs and you get 3 of them and it throws pretty far, to be honest. This one's pretty simple. It's very, very good. If you want to have any frag grenade, I recommend this one or the rolly hand grenade because these have no disadvantages at all. They're statistically exactly the same except this one has a funny sound effect. So if you don't want any upsides or downsides to frags, these are pretty good overall. Now the next one is the M24 stick grenade. This one is really crazy. Honestly, it's probably an objective upgrade to the default one. You can throw it a lot farther and it has a way better killing radius and you still get 3. And as you can see, goes pretty far. It hit actually the roof of the map. I did forget to mention, it does have a long throwing animation, which is definitely a downside on it, and it doesn't have a very good fuse time of only 4.4 seconds, so you might blow yourself up. So like I said, if you don't want any upsides or downsides, the default frag grenade is just good, but this is really cool. You can't really throw it that far because it will explode before getting to like a maximum range, but with the killing range and everything like that, I feel like this might be one of the best overall frag grenades. This has good velocity. It still keeps all 3 of them. It's really, really good. Next up, we have the rolly hand grenade. As I said, this is only a cosmetic change to the default frag grenade, but next up, we have the T13 impact. Yes, this is an impact frag grenade. However, it cannot kill anybody. It actually does 75 maximum damage and you only get 2. So the thing about this is that it's not really that great considering it has a blast radius of 22 studs and it says it kills to 25, but that makes no sense at all. The thing that you need to know about this is that it does not one-shot people and you only get 2, but it does explode on impact, which is pretty nice. I don't feel like this is the best impact grenade, but we'll talk about it. Then we have the M560 Mini. This one's kind of just better than the M67 in a lot of ways. It has a better killing radius and a better blast radius, the same fuse time, but it does throw farther. I don't know why it actually throws farther and does more damage considering it's a lot smaller, but maybe it's something about the frag grenade. I'm gonna be real, the M560 Mini is very, very good. Keep in mind it will bounce around quite a bit more than the default frag grenade, but it does throw farther and kill 1 stud farther, not a big deal, but it does not have as much range for actually hitting knocked people because it only has a max range of 20, whereas this one is 30 and it will actually carry damage farther out. So even though it won't kill very far or quite as far, it will do damage farther, and if somebody's already damaged, it might kill them farther than something like the M560 Mini. Then next up, we have the Mark II frag. Mark II frag seems to be just basically a beefed up version of the default frag grenade. Basically, I don't think it throws quite as far as the default frag, but it does more damage and it can kill farther. Oh my. So yeah, the Mark II frag is not too bad. I would say it's another one that's probably, it's got upsides and downsides to the default one. The default one is going to throw farther, have a better fuse time because this one has a 4-second fuse time, which means it will explode right away, which could be an upside or a downside. If you're worried about accidentally blowing yourself up, then it will be a downside. But if you want people to die faster from your frag grenades, then it's an upside. But keep in mind, it will most likely, because of the fuse time and the throwing time, explode in midair, which is kind of a problem. You don't want a frag grenade to explode before it gets to your target, but this one is also really, really good. These frag grenades actually feel pretty balanced. I'd say this one is probably better than the M67 because it does the same amount of damage, but it just carries damage a little bit farther. But then we had the M26 frag. This one's interesting because it's kind of like the M67. It doesn't throw quite as far, actually anywhere near as far. Of course, if you super jump it, it can throw pretty far, but it does have a slightly farther killing radius and about the same stats. It's kind of just a side grade type thing. It doesn't throw as far and has a shorter fuse time, but has a little bit better damage. Not a big problem. I would probably just go for M67 over this one. I kind of prefer that throwing time. Next up, we have the V40 Mini, which is kind of like the M560 Mini. It doesn't kill as far and it has a shorter fuse time, but I'm assuming it throws farther. Oh, that's the upside. You get 5 of them. Wow. And they throw so far. Holy. The upside of this one is it's tiny and you get a ton of them, which is kind of a big upside, not gonna lie. If you're like me and you barely use frags, it's probably not gonna be that effective to have these out. But if you're a big frag grenade user and you just want more frags, these are great. They throw so far. They don't do the best damage or have the best range or anything like that, and they bounce a ton. But they're not too bad of a frag grenade. I feel like the only real upside to this one is the amount that you get. If you don't care how many you get, then the M24 stick or the M560 mini will beat out the V40 mini because they might not throw as far, but they just do better damage. Next up, we have the RGN UDZS. This one has an 18 stud blast radius, and it says it has a killing radius, which is not true at all. You can throw them really fast. Whoa, these are good. So you only get 2 of these, but they do more damage than the original one. And by the original one, I mean the T13. You get the same amount. It has a slightly worse blast radius, but better damage. And they throw fast and they throw pretty far, not gonna lie. Keep in mind that these can't necessarily one-tap a full health player, but anybody who's been damaged at all will die from these, which is pretty nice, not gonna lie. You will have to worry about like not killing a guy with them because look, but if you've hit a guy a single time and you just want to throw a frag and finish them off, this is a great means of doing that. I really like how fast they throw. I don't know if that's a little bit too good, but since they do 90 damage, it's not going to be that great. Now the RGD5 high explosive grenade was probably the best grenade, but they've kind of nerfed it. It has a killing radius of 30 studs and does 150 damage, but has a 3-second fuse time and doesn't throw that far, and they have nerfed the damage range of some of the grenades, including the RGD5 HE. But honestly, I'm gonna be real, if you're not a huge frag grenade user and you just want to drop one on the ground, you get 2 of them unlike the other high explosive frag grenades, and it doesn't take a ton of time to actually throw it. Close range, throwing one and cooking it and then perfectly killing a guy, or if there's a guy who's coming into the room that you're in, just throw that on the ground, run away, and I hit markered him. And he's dead. Next up is Dynamite, which has a blast radius of 40 studs, but a killing radius of only 16. I don't feel like this one is too great. You do get 4 of them, but the problem with them is that is not a really great throwing time. You get 4, and they kill not quite as far as the M67, but do damage for a farther range, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you do get 4, but I don't feel like this one is that great. It's got a very cool animation, but it's not going to be that great overall. But it does have a 5-second fuse time, so it's a default fuse time and everything like that. I just don't feel like this one's amazing, but I really do like it. It's got a cool animation and everything. Next up is the Dynamite 3, which actually has a better killing radius, but a way worse blast radius for some reason. And you only get 1, and throws like nowhere. I don't know why this one has 1. It doesn't really feel like the best high explosive one. Keep in mind they have nerfed the PB grenade and some of the other high explosive frag grenades and the RGD and stuff, so maybe this one will be pretty good. I just don't feel like with the amount of time it takes to pull this thing out, that'll be that great, you know? Like, that guy was just sitting there for that entire time. It took so long that the guy just walked away. He didn't even see me there. Oh, that's nice. Wait. What? Wait, excuse me? Wait, you can't... What? These are really broken when it comes to cooking them. Wow. Okay. Overall, not too bad. I feel like the Dynamite 1 is way better than the 3 or whatever. Bundle Charge is pretty interesting. It has a blast radius of 50 studs and a maximum damage of 1050, but it does have that really slow time to pull out, and it doesn't go that far. But it does kill from pretty far. Bundle Charge will be pretty good if you want to just drop one on the ground on the hill or something and probably kill a guy. But the draw time is very slow, and you probably won't be throwing it too far. But I did kill from 40 studs on myself. What? 40 studs? Now the frag you've all heard of and you're all waiting for, the PB grenade. You're probably wondering, is this great? How did that not kill him? This used to have a killing radius of about 42 studs, which was way too far. However, they have fixed that. It's not quite as far, but it's not really that far at all anymore. And it has an extremely long time to explode, and it doesn't kill you. It has about a 9-second time to explode, which is kind of long, not gonna lie. The RGD feels like the main grenade. You still get 2 of them. You can throw them pretty far. The fuse time is really short for like quick kills, and it's pretty good overall. But then you have the RGO. Now the RGO, as you might know from other games, is an impact grenade, and this one can one-tap. It says to 28 studs, but that's not true. doesn't throw that far, but it does explode when it hits the ground and you only get one. So if you're really good at landing frag grenades, this one might be the one for you. It has a ton of drawbacks, but it definitely feels like the best impact grenade because you can do stuff like that. It's going to be pretty scary to fight against this one, but I feel like it's pretty balanced overall. It feels pretty cool to have this in the game. I don't know, I like it. Let me know what you guys think about the balancing of this particular frag grenade, because you can do stuff like that. You only get one, and chances are with an impact grenade, you're probably gonna blow yourself up. Let's be real. Does it have a fuse? Oh my gosh, it has a fuse. I just discovered this. It does actually have a fuse on its own. If you don't let go of it, that happens. Anyways, gamers, comment your favorite of these frag grenades down below. I want to know which one do you think is the best. Oh my gosh. Let me know which one you think is the best. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and sub, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.